Hello. Now, I am going to be doing my video on the WIDA analysis, right? The assessment that is used for English language learners. And I'm going to go over just a brief overview of what it is and my analysis from the resources that I found that are provided in my resource page in the paper that I have attached with my assignment. So, for WIDA, what does it stand for? It stands for World Class Instructional Design and Assessment. It was established in 2003 with a $2.3 million grant from the U.S. Department of Education for English language proficiency standards. They wanted to create the standards, and the standards are as follows, according to study.com. It's the five standards are: one, build communication skills; two, language arts, the language of language arts; the language of mathematics; the language of science; and the last one, language of social studies. So that was the five standards that were created in four domains: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. All right. And what ends up happening is, so what it is it's an assessment, and it was created in terms of trying to find, right, where students are at. And according to this, it's from K through 8, they are established by grade level: kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth. But once you get to an assessment in the high school level, they're put into clusters of 9th through 10th together and 11th through 12th together. Okay. And according to accountability assessment, WIDA, or I'm just going to, if I pronounce it incorrectly, but WIDA, that assessment uses a vertical scale. And a vertical scale is an extensive analysis to organize and acquire a proficiency level for the students. So what ends happening is they end up, through all these assessments, they have a scale that goes very in depth of determining their proficiency level. All right. But according to assessing the writing process, it is not, though, a portfolio assessment. It is simply just a test. So you're not creating different pieces and acquiring different pieces of students' work and creating a portfolio to determine something. It is simply a test that you give to a student, and at the end, after you analyze it, find the results, you end up getting a proficiency level. You get a level for them. This is one of the tests that goes along also with MSAA and also DLM. So there's three types of tests. WIDA is one of them, and it's not a portfolio assessment. Now, along with any assessment, there's going to be some challenges. And according to I'm sorry, I drew a blank. According to I can't pronounce her name, Miss Marino, right? Miss Cray Marino, Miss Cray. There are some challenges that come with the WIDA. Just like anything, there's pros, there's cons. And the main con that stuck out to me is when she states that WIDA is ambiguous and generative nature, makes teachers create shortcuts because it adds another layer. So what ends up happening is that WIDA is good to get the proficiency level, but it does not give the teachers how to create a curriculum around it. Well, okay, cool. Proficiency level, this is where they're at. What do I do with that? Right? It doesn't give an extensive part of how do I create curriculum about where they're at in their proficiency level. And that's pretty alarming, right? I mean, it's great that we can figure out where they're at, but if there's nothing that we can do, right, that's detailed for teachers to have a curriculum, then how are we going to make them successful? And there's also a part that Ms. Cray also says is doesn't allow teachers to create ELD specific curricular. It's not user friendly. So what's interesting about WIDA is that the main con of it is it's very effective in determining the level of the student. It's been used since 2003, and they've added new standards since 2012. But I think the con of it, and even in my perception of it, is probably one of the most important things. It's basic statistics. You can find all the data you want in anything, right? You can find data. But if you do not have a way to utilize that data that's specific, that data is somewhat useless. And to me, when I found that piece of work and those statements that there are the cons, if I get that data and that person administers the test and gives it to me, but there is no follow-up type of instruction or curriculum that really supports that data, then I think we need to figure out a way to develop a curriculum around the WIDA ELD standards for English language learners. But I mean, just like anything, maybe it goes hand in hand. Maybe we have one set with WIDA, we get that proficiency level, and then we have another maybe portfolio type assessment to figure out what type of curriculum is needed. But again, thank you very much. And the resource page and the abstract is found in my assignment. Thank you.